Now is the time for Oscar De La Hoya to face Pernell Whitaker.
All right, let's start the evening, however, in the bantamweight division and take a look at another American Olympic team member who had a disappointment losing in the first round in Atlanta to a heavily favored Cuban fighter who went on to win the gold medal, but who has gotten off to a fast start in his professional career. As you can see, Eric Morel, originally from Puerto Rico, now from Madison, Wisconsin, 6-0 in his first 6 professional bouts. And across the ring from Morel, the heavily tattooed opponent, Jesus Lopez, 11 wins, 4 losses, 5 KOs, and this is expected, of course, to be a showcase for young Morel as he tries to continue polishing his early professional credentials. Tail of the tape between Jesus Lopez and Eric Morel, and you can see that Morel is 7 years younger, 4 inches taller. They weighed in under the 115-pound limit. Morel with a 2-inch reach advantage. And now let's get the rules of the bout from the fight judge and pharmacist, Harold Letterman.
The Eric Morel Jesus Lopez fight is scheduled for 4 rounds. There is no standing 8 count. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Only the referee can stop the fight, and you can be saved by the bell in the 4th and final round only. Jim.
All right, thanks very much, Harold. And just to underline his point, it is scheduled for 4 rounds. Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the ring announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to the Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas, Nevada, courtesy of the one and only Caesar's Palace of Las Vegas. Tonight, Mr. Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, along with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser. This Buds for You present an evening of professional boxing for your entertainment. Tonight we dedicate the action to 2 anniversaries. One, the anniversary of the birthday of boxing's greatest matchmaker, Mr. Teddy Brenner, and the 50th anniversary of the professional baseball debut in the major leagues of Jackie Robinson. All the bouts tonight are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Let's get right to the action. The first bout is scheduled for 6 rounds. In the flyweight division, your referee, when the bell rings, will be Mitch Halpern. The 3 judges scoring the contest are Art Laurie, Cynthia Ross, and Paul Smith. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trimmed with white letters and weighing in at 114½ pounds. Fighting out of the Greeley, Colorado Poor Boys Boxing Club, his record 11-4 with 5 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus El Torito Lopez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, trimmed with silver and weighing 113½ pounds. A native of Puerto Rico, but now living and fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin. He brings a perfect professional record of 6-0 with 6 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, from the 1996 USA Olympic team, he is the Little Hands of Steel, Eric Morel.
Beautiful, beautiful. This will be a clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. You obey my commands at all times. Any questions? Touch close.
You know, it occurs to me, Jim, that going from Puerto Rico to Madison, Wisconsin to become a professional fighter, there's just one gym in Madison, Wisconsin with a ring in it. It is sort of like going from the North Pole to San Juan to learn how to harpoon seals. But Morel is a rangy 5'7" kid with real power, and he could settle in at 115, 118, even 122 by the time he reaches his maturity.
Well, the 115-pound class is definitely getting interesting. So he'll have a lot to look forward to.
His family moved him from Puerto Rico to Madison, Wisconsin. He had an older brother who was attending the University of Wisconsin in hopes of going to med school, which is still a prospect for the older brother. But the brother convinced Eric's parents that all the kids would be better off in Wisconsin away from what they saw as the crime and difficulty of their neighborhood in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So he moved there as a teenager and made the Olympic team.
He told us there's just one other fighter in Madison who he can spar with.
Morel boxing relatively cautiously in the first round, but sticking the jab against Jesus Lopez.
He's showing excellent jab and an excellent amount of footwork here in the first round. He's not standing directly in front of the guy. Therefore, the guy can't set him up with a big shot. A good right hand.
Yeah, you can see the power that Eric Morel possesses. Heavy hands early in his career.
You think he can tattoo this opponent any more than he's already tattooed?
Only if he tattoos his face.
Good jab. The jab is keeping Lopez off balance right now.
Great left hook inside as Lopez leaned and came in a little bit. Eric Morel tagged him with the counter left. Lopez lunging forward and catching only the elbow of Morel as Morel used good lateral movement to get out of the way. Comes back to sticking the jab. Jesus Lopez fights out of Denver, Colorado. 28 years old, 15 fights, classic opponent type for this situation.
Yeah, not a big puncher. He's right there in front of your guy, so you can find out what your guy has.
Body shot with the right hand by Lopez. Again, he gets to the body as Morel sticks the jab up top. One thing Morel has not done against the shorter opponent is try to go to the body himself. Now he lands a left hook to the chest of Lopez as round one comes to a close. And when we go to Spanish-speaking corners throughout the evening, our interpreter is Ray Torres.
Give him some water now. That's it. The way you're moving, that's what you have to do. You gotta be accurate with that jab.
Parándote siempre de lado. Haciéndole ya, da un right step para el jab de él y mete la recta. Cuando le ponga ya, te mueve para el lado.
When you move,
not saying anything. Gotta give him that jab.
when you move to the right, be sure you throw that jab.
What did I tell you about a round? The end of the round, you must finish strong. Last thing the judges say. Do you understand? Go after him. Listen to what Bosa tells you, but when the round ends, you apply it even more. Now get out there and apply yourself. Work on him. Go after him.
Look good, Jesus.
And you heard Jim Smith in Jesus Lopez's corner saying, listen to what Bosa tells you. If you're a fight fan, you'll remember Cornelius Bosa Edwards. One of the most entertaining fighters of his day.
We once had Bosa Edwards on a show in which he fought Hector Camacho, Jim. Bosa Edwards was managed and promoted by Mickey Duff, a well-known British fight figure.
And Roy was remembering a Bosa meeting with Bobby Chacon earlier.
Yeah, and Bazooka Lamont.
Boy, those had to be wars.
Great wars.
In round one, Eric Morel landed 17 of his 34 jabs, so he did two very good things for a young fighter. Number one, remembering to throw the jab with frequency, and number two, finding a way to get it in half the time.
And he's still throwing a pretty good jab, and he's not standing directly in front of the guy. I love to see this in young fighters like Eric.
You see enough head movement from him?
Well, when your feet move, you don't have to move your head as much because your feet make your whole body move. If your head is moving, your feet need to be still so that you don't overwork yourself. One or the other has to move. That's what I was taught in boxing. If your feet are still, your head should move. If your head is still, your feet should move.
Right now, Morel is using excellent footwork to command the ring in the second round, and he just got in a solid left hook to the head of Jesus Lopez.
Oh, good right hand by Morel.
Morel getting a little braver about stopping on his back foot and stepping over with the right hand. He's landed 2 solid right crosses in this round.
Fellas, there's something I'm watching here that conceivably could be a factor as this night wears on. There are 3 freshly painted signs on this canvas. They're slightly slipperier, more slippery than those are the Caesars black and yellow signs you see in the ring. They're a little bit slippery. Maybe not a factor now, but as sweat gets on them as the night goes along, it's possible that some fighters might find the footing a little bit difficult.
Looking at them, they seem to have some type of a sandpaperish like tint to them, so there may be enough grit in them so your feet can grip the floor when you do move across these spots. But if they get wet, like you said, then they still may bleed.
All right, step back in there, step back, step back.
Round 2 comes to a close. Eric Morel dances back to his corner. In the dressing room, his 1996 Olympic teammate, Floyd Mayweather, from the Fighting Mayweather family of Grand Rapids, Michigan. 130-pound super prospect, getting ready to show his stuff against a fighter named Bobby Giepert, who long ago, early in his amateur career, fought against a fellow named Roy Jones. Roy, that must have been about 40 pounds ago for you.
Yeah, it was more than 40. It was about 50 pounds ago.
There you see some of the hand speed of Floyd Mayweather as he warms up. Is that Uncle Roger holding the pads?
Yes, it is. Roger has turned out to be an exceptional trainer.
You heard what you were told. I'm telling you something. You got 2 rounds left. This guy couldn't hurt you with a baseball bat. Now you got to get in there. Punch as you come in. You're walking in fighting with your face. Punch. Feet first.
Jim Smith telling his fighter, Jesus Lopez, that Eric Morel couldn't hurt him with a baseball bat.
Yeah, but Jim Smith is not feeling these baseball bats that Eric Morel is throwing right now.
I'm not sure that's true. I would like to see Morel work a little bit more to the body, Roy.
Yeah, but most of the time when a guy is tall enough to outbox a guy to the head on the outside, this is safer. When you go to the body and you're taller than your opponent, you bring your head to his hands. That allows him to be able to land a lot better shots on your head than he could if you just stayed outside and beat his head.
Makes sense. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the first 2 rounds?
Jim, first of all, just as I said, it is a 4-round fight. 20-18, 2 rounds to nothing. Eric Morel basically on that ring generalship, moving beautifully. Jesus Lopez is not cutting off the ring. Jim Smith said something very interesting. Punch at the end of the round because it often catches the judge's attention. He's right. Unfortunately, in a close round, they remember the last couple of punches.
Could be a factor for Pernell Whitaker later this evening as he tries to use his experience to steal rounds from Oscar De La Hoya.
Yep. Steal them fair and square.
I think Oscar's pretty good at that too, though.
Oh, Oscar's aware of the judges, no question. Just look what Oscar does in the 12th round of a fight if he thinks there's any doubt whatsoever.
I think it's possible that Whitaker might benefit from something else where scoring is concerned. He's the underdog here and the veteran. And if he hangs in there and if it's a really good, tough fight, it's possible that the crowd will come to his support and that he will get credit for some very close rounds because he is in that position.
As was the case for Ray Leonard against Marvelous Marvin Hagler in 1987. In fact, both of these axioms hold true. Number 1, Leonard stole a lot of rounds there with late flurries. And number 2, he got the benefit of the doubt from the judges because he was the underdog.
And doing better than we expected. Exactly.
Eric Morel still doing pretty well in round 3. He's had a couple of good combinations and has shown excellent hand speed and the reflexes to throw 3-4 punches in a row.
Yes, he does, and he just made an excellent move earlier. He slipped Jesus' jab and hit him with a right uppercut followed by a left hook. These are excellent combinations for up-and-coming fighters. Oh, there's another good uppercut.
Another impressive thing about this young man is that even though he has 6 knockouts in 6 fights, he's just fighting, and if the knockout happens, he'll take it. He's not trying to force that issue.
Punches up.
Shows the kind of a poise you like to see in a young fighter.
Oh, yes.
Not unusual to see young fighters who haven't yet been schooled in throwing the uppercut, but Morel, as he shows you again there, has a good one. That one was too wild and thrown from too far away.
He's finding out that the guy is wide open for the uppercut because the guy was Jesus was blocking the right hand so much. Oh, there's an excellent uppercut.
Excellent round for Morel.
Ahora tiene que boxear más. Oíste, vamos. Okay, you need to box more.
Let's watch Morel throw some uppercuts. It's unusual for a fighter with his limited professional experience to throw this so well, but he did throw one from too far out, as Jim pointed out. That one was a perfectly thrown uppercut. You don't see that very often in a young fighter, Roy.
No, you don't.
Another good sign, Roy. Every time he threw the right uppercut, he followed with a left hook.
And that's a very good defensive tactic. In case the guy throws a straight punch while you're throwing the uppercut, usually that left hook will catch that straight punch and you won't get caught.
Jesus Lopez started trying to work to Eric Morel's body in the last round with right hands to the rib cage. But Morel has dominated the action up top. Lopez landing only 6 jabs in the whole fight as compared to 39 jabs landed for Eric Morel. Those are numbers from our CompuBox punch counters who do such a fantastic job every time they show up at ringside.
By the way, this is Morel's night job. He also has a day job to support himself, cleaning carpets in a motel in Madison.
Holiday Inn, same place where his mother works. Hard right hand over the top.
From what we're seeing here, neither his mother nor he will be working at that place for very much longer.
No, they will not.
Potential future opponent here for the winner of the Johnny Tapia-Danny Romero confrontation later this summer.
That's what I was speaking of when I said he's in a very interesting weight division.
But it's a little early. It's really early to meet the best in your class yet. This is only his 7th professional fight.
Well, that would probably be a couple of years down the road.
Yeah, it's early, but it gives you something to work towards, is what I'm saying.
That's good to see that those fellows are going to make probably more money than anybody's ever made in that division when they meet this summer.
Another superb but terrific fight matchup.
Tapia versus Romero, tentatively set for July 18 here in Las Vegas. Hard right hand to the body by Lopez, doubling up with those shots. Morel getting just a little bit wilder here than he was in round number 3.
Great, step back, step back.
More uppercuts from Morel as Lopez keeps coming in with his head low.
Lopez does not have enough weapons to be able to deal with Morel.
Morel backs Lopez up with one left hook and then lands flush with another left hook. Still sticking the uppercut as Lopez comes in. Lopez has made a brave effort here, but as Roy Jones points out, not with the kind of firepower that Eric Morel brings to the ring. The bout goes the distance. It'll be the first non-knockout of Eric Morel's early career, and among the many other good signs, he didn't show any anxiety about not getting a knockout. He was quite content to stick with the game plan and get a decision. We'll be back with the official decision on this one. Quickly, let's go upstairs to our host, James Brown.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And of course, coming up later on, it will be the main event between Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker and Oscar De La Hoya as we take a look in and perhaps underscoring how keyed up and focused both of these fighters are. They were here well before 6 o'clock Pacific time. Pernell Whitaker, the underdog, yet the welterweight WBC title holder, and Oscar De La Hoya looking to lay claim to that belt That coming up a little later tonight in our main event. But up next, we will be bringing you a junior lightweight bout between 1996 Olympian Floyd Mayweather and Bobby Giepert, the fighting electrician from Terrytown, Louisiana. Right now, we'll take you back downstairs for the official decision. Downstairs right now.
Feeling split shot of De La Hoya and Whitaker, and you saw right there a graphic demonstration of their differing demeanors leading up to the fight. Whitaker smiling, singing to himself, grooving with the music. De La Hoya seemingly withdrawn, totally immersed in his thoughts, and his face expressionless. That's been the case for the past few days here in Vegas. Before the big fight, we'll talk to Roy Jones about what, if anything, that means.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Piro, te quiero en Puerto Rico, Daniel. Daniel Santo. Woo, Puerto Rico. Te quiero.
That was for Puerto Rico. Maybe there's a greeting from Madison coming up as well.
Locked off.
We're waiting for the official decision here in
Having some mic problems.
not buffer problems, just microphone problems.
Right.
Mike Buffer's fine. It's the microphone that isn't working so well. Now let's see if he's got a good one now. Let's see if Michael Buffer's microphone works this time.
Well, Jim, look like you'll get to announce the winner of this particular fight.
I've been waiting for this thrill all my career.
You can maybe swap your career tonight.
Look, I don't know. I'm getting very nervous. How is it that you do this? Well, all right. Michael Buffer asks referee Mitch Halpern to hold Eric Morel's hand in the air and acknowledges to us that it was a unanimous decision for Morel. And let's hope we get the wireless mic situation cleared up so that Michael can do his gig. Part of the attraction here.
Well, don't we have an electrician coming up in our next fight?
Let's
get him out here.
Bobby Giepert is an electrician. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision, Eric Morel. The scores are 39-37, 40-36, 40-36.
That's what we were missing. So Morel goes to 7-0, scores the first decision of his early career.
Origin from Puerto Rico, now fighting out of Madison, Wisconsin, Eric Little Hands of Steel Morel. And a round of applause, please, for Jesus Lopez.
Next up, Floyd Mayweather, weighed in at 132 pounds, just a little bit over the 130.